Hey, this is Mr. Easton with Homework Help. We're going to be playing a game in our homework for the next couple of days, so I wanted to make sure everybody understands how to play the game. The game is called Quotients Win, and the directions they're going to get this page coming home, but I just wanted to explain it. They're going to need 2 pencils, colored pencils or markers in 2 different colors, and a paper clip. If you don't have, different colors, you can just shade in, stripe in your pictures, or just, label them with your name. That way, you can tell whose is whose. So let's talk about the game. You're going to take turns spinning the spinner 1 time each. The player with the higher number gets to pick his or her color marker or colored pencil and go first. So the spinner, which you'll see in a second, is just a spinner 1 through 6, and whoever has the highest number gets to go first. Spin the spinner again to see which problem on the game sheet you will solve. So again, you're going to spin. It'll give you 1 through 6, and there will be 6 questions on the page that you're going to solve. You're going to make a labeled sketch on the game sheet and fill in the answer. Be sure to you use your correct colored pencils. And there's an example down here. Theo says, I spun a 5, so I have to do problem 5 on the game sheet. That's 160 divided by 10. First, I'll show 10 on the other side, and then start filling in the array until I get to 160. The rectangle turned out to be 16 along the other side, so that's the answer. So you're going to take turns solving problems until you've each gone 3 times. Obviously, once you play a couple rounds, on the last one you may spin a number of the problem that's already been solved. You're going to keep spinning again until you can solve a problem. Okay? At the end, once you've both gone 3 times, which means all 6 questions are done, you're going to add up your answers, your quotients, and whoever has the highest score wins. So let's look at an example of the game sheet really quick. So the game sheet looks like this over here on the right. You can see they're numbered 1 through 6, and there's a spinner here with 1 through 6, so the students, you guys will spin your game spinner, see which one you're going to solve, and you're going to start solving them all throughout, okay? There's a place for the player 1's name and a color, player 2's name and a color. I told the students if they can't find anybody to play, meaning if you can't play with them or somebody else can't play with them, it is okay that they can just do both. They can be player 1 and player 2 and just solve 6 questions. All right. There are 2 game sheets, which means they're going to solve. They're going to play it 2 different times. You can do it all in one day, or you can do it and split it up between 2 nights. It's up to you. Now let's look at a quick example of how to solve them. So I got a blown up image of the first direction page. There's the 5 that was done with the 160 divided by 10. And now we're going to do 220 divided by 20. And so what they're going to do is they're going to first indicate over on the side, and I'm going to use a different color here, the 20. There's the 10. There's the other 10. And so they're going to start giving out, the 220. So I'm going to give out 10 at a time to each person. So 10 groups of 10 was 100. So I'm going to box around this 100 here. Then I'm going to give this group of 10 down here 10. So I've given out 200 already, right? And then I'm going to give out 20 more, which means I probably can only give out a 10 stick. And so I'm going to try a different color here to see if I can get this done. Give a 10 stick out right here. And I give this 10 stick out right here. And so if you can think about it, this right here is 10 to each of the 10 people. And this stick right here is 1 to each of the 10 people. So I've given out 100, 200, 210, and 220. And so my answer comes from how much each person has. Each person would have 11. And you could also see that by looking at what the other dimension of your rectangle is. It was 10 across the top, and it was 1 more right over there, so that's 11. So the answer to 220 divided by 20 is 11. Just a last note, I do know that there are other ways to solve division questions, and that is okay. We are practicing an area model to help us get a deeper understanding of how division works, and then eventually we will be moving away from the area model if students are ready to and they can use a different strategy. This has been Mr. Easton with Homework Help. Good luck on the games, and I will see you in class.